I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them other boys don't know how to act.
Yeah.
I think it's special what's behind your back.
Yeah.
So turn around and
I
I'll be
like
on
how
the
it's
side.
getting worse. Like,
Take it.
it's like,
Take it to the bridge. Dirty babe.
you know what?
What?
It's gonna be May. Like in like 3 weeks.
We didn't
Wow.
date this. Now everybody's gonna know that we release these out of order.
Like I said, I am not to true form yet. I forgot the intricacies of the podcast.
So many.
Speaking of the podcast, my name's Andy,
I'm Amanda.
I'm Ashley.
and this is the Bay
Oh,
Debunk
boy.
at your day. This is the best damn podcast you've heard
Today.
today. And then now I'm supposed to say I'm Andy. Yeah,
Yes.
we're effed. Guys, if the first time you ever heard our podcast, we're a nerd culture podcast dedicated to all fun pop culture and nerdling things, such as Jurassic Park, Turtles.
Do you ever feel like
I like totals.
we're not nerdy enough?
No, we're not. And technically, we're a movie podcast.
More so.
Or
yeah.
a film podcast, but then all of a sudden we start talking about AI or we start talking about wrestling.
You know what? Because we're people. We're just people with interests, and we want to talk about them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we might
this is
not
our
like
show.
what you like. And
Yeah,
you might
this
not
is our
like
show
what we
and not
like.
yours. That's right.
Yes. But I don't know what else to call it. Like when you're trying to categorize for the podcast, we don't have one that's like, I mean, there's variety podcasts, but then I imagine those are just boring.
Yeah, because when I tell people like pop culture, then they think like Us Weekly.
Or
like,
yeah, Kim Kardashian.
celebrity.
Oh, you guys are talking about Kim Kardashian the entire time. Absolutely not.
No.
Celebrities don't even make the podcast very often.
I don't
Well, that's
even-
not true.
I don't
We talk
even
about a
know
movie star
celebrities
every like 3
anymore.
weeks.
I don't even know celebrities anymore.
No, we are to the old age now
No.
where
Yeah.
like the new actors and actresses that people are gung-ho about, I don't know their
That's
names.
why you fought so hard to have a Brad Pitt.
Yes,
Street
I
Cred
did.
episode.
Yes, I did. And then realized immediately how irrelevant he is now.
Irrelevant. Not even
Sorry.
irrelevant.
Sorry.
Irrelevant.
Wait, did you talk about that in the episode where we talked about saying shit wrong?
It's
That people say-
irregardless.
Oh, okay.
Irrelevant is a word.
Irrelevant.
That might be
That's
a new
the
one.
elephant's brother. Elephant and irrelevant.
Stupid.
Yeah, so if you guys are still listening, we are also
Why do you say that? They're listening or they wouldn't hear you say it
it's a running joke, but you ruined it.
amongst yourself.
I was about to present one of the most fantastic jokes ever created of all time, and you had to ruin it with
Okay,
your
go ahead and do it now.
semantics. It's not funny now.
Amanda's
it's not funny now.
embarrassed.
It's
Amanda's
not funny now.
embarrassed.
It's not funny now. It's over. The fun
I'm
is
waiting.
The fun is. Why is your face so straight? Stop that.
I'm waiting to be entertained.
Yeah, she's pulling a Zach Galifianakis on me. By the way, that's Amanda's favorite actor.
I mean, I think he's fine.
This
I
whole
mean,
episode about lies.
No, what was
Must
that?
be.
What was my joke? I already forgot it. Thanks a lot.
I thought it was the best joke ever.
You just said if you're still listening, and
first
that was the joke.
Well, we were talking about. Oh, I was gonna say we're real awkward and real annoying.
Well, that
You are.
goes without saying.
Man, you are. Amanda's like, yeah, you should be on The Biggest Loser.
That's a
I'm
running
not gonna.
joke.
I'm not gonna
Get
live
it?
that one down.
A running joke.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. I've never ran in my life. So I will say, we've got a lot of episodes. They're all inside jokes. Go listen to them, then laugh with us. After you listen to those ones, listen to this one. But what is this one? What are we even
What
talking
is
about
happening?
today?
Things and stuff.
It's
'cause that's
been
what we
5
wanna do.
minutes.
We talk about what we want to talk about.
After 5.
Has it been 5 minutes?
It's been 5 minutes. We're at 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I guess we can start this episode.
Okay.
This is our classic series. 5 questions after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Blues
Are you
Clues?
Blues Clues?
I don't. Well, I don't. You said it. You started it. You started
At fir-
doing the beat.
At first, I thought it was like Price is Right. Theme song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. How does that one sound?
I don't know. I'm not good at it. I was gonna try, and then I was like, no, I came up to the mic full breath, and I was like, you're gonna f it up. And then I stopped.
It's like if anybody asks me to do a celebrity impression,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
nope.
You're like, oh, I got this. No.
I don't got this.
All right. Ash, you have
okay.
5 fantastic questions for us, and
I have
allow Amanda and I to open
5 questions.
up our hearts and our mouths.
I
for
expect you to be real vulnerable and honest.
All right. These are all deep questions. At what point do you feel like you were abandoned by your parents?
God.
Okay, first question.
Yes.
I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not trying. I would like you to stay away from the inappropriate realm.
You know I can do that. Easy.
Nope, can't. First question is, what is something you will never do? Like something that you're too afraid of, or absolutely disgusts
I
you.
know 100%. I will never, ever in a million years will I bungee jump.
Oh my God. I think I was gonna say that too.
Or parachute. Or skydive.
Oh, see,
One of the
I
two.
would consider. I was like, would I never skydive or would I never bungee jump?
Yes, either of those ones. And okay, number 1, I'm gonna be real with everyone. I'm a heavy set dude. I'm scared it won't work. But number 2, I'm just scared of falling. I think I've had that, like, not necessarily scared of heights, but scared of falling. I don't know if that's a separate phobia or not.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't like that. I don't even, when I'm on a roller coaster, that part where you go down, everyone's having fun, I'm not having any fun until I get through that dip when my stomach goes into my throat. That is all. That is my answer. I'm sorry I took Amanda's.
Oh, no, it's fine. I think for me, like, my issue with bungee jumping is obviously it's scary to fall, right? That initial, like, "Wah!" But I think for me, my hesitation with bungee jumping is I'm like, how safe is this? Like, when were these little ropes tested last?
Well, I
Are you
also-
licensed to do this?
I don't want to be
so-
attached to a big rubber band. I just don't.
No,
want
right?
to.
And then I'm like, is it gonna like bounce and then wrap around my neck and strangle me somehow? Like,
An umbilical
also,
cord style.
literally. Also, is it not like measured properly? Am I just gonna smack my head on the ground, Gwen Stacy style? Like, not interested.
Yeah. Yes.
So, the other thing I would never do is you see the videos a lot online. It's like at a carnival where it's like the slingshot.
Yes. Yes.
And it's essentially a bungee jump, right? But like, I never, because you know what I think about? These are traveling fucking carnivals. So like,
yeah.
these are not bolted into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
These are held down with fucking sandbags
No, I've seen video of like one of those crazy
that snap.
rides that either are like spinning or going around, and then it's just like rocking in place. And like
Yes.
all of these audience, that's the wrong word. All the crowd is holding it down so their kids don't fly
I've
off the
seen that.
ride. Like
Well, and, like,
terrifying.
I remember when I took Lincoln to the fair this last summer, he wanted to go on this Ferris wheel. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And we go on. And it's like, fuck. It was so... I'm not afraid of heights, but I was like, oh, this is going to crash. Like,
Yeah.
it's like silent. And it's like we're going around. It's like...
I love Ferris wheels, but they
Yeah.
are on either end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, it's either like, this is so cool, we're so high, you can see everything, like, this is fun, or it's like, I'm gonna die, don't move.
Yep.
Don't move.
Yep.
Like, you
So
go
it's
with
like,
the
the
kid
ones-
and they're like swinging and you're like, sit back,
Yep.
don't move.
Yep. We're gonna fall out.
The ones that I don't mind are like obviously like Disneyland or like the one in Seattle I want to go on. There's one in Vegas. Like, they are installed
Every big
in the
city
ground.
Yes.
Got a
different.
Ferris
Yes.
wheel now.
Yes.
Like, those to me, those are the ones I'd be willing to go on.
Yeah, they're not on carts. They're in gondolas where you're like in a glass enclosure.
That too.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
in a different city every month.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Well, I
'Cause-
agree with you. That's a good one.
Because the way I think about that stuff, it's like, all of those things have to be brought in on trucks.
Yep.
So whatever you're riding on has to be able to easily break down to be
Yes.
transported on a truck.
You are correct. And
That-
how many runs has it gone through? You know,
And was it reassembled properly?
sure.
Like, so to me, it's like,
Who's doing the Ferris wheel? Oh, we got Carl. He just showed up yesterday. He's working on
literally.
it right now.
And a lot of the times they have like new employees at every place.
Yes, absolutely.
Hell no.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's a new perspective.
I'm missing 4 bolts, senor. Is that a problem? No, you're good, Julio. We're gonna just throw them on.
That was equal parts offensive and the weirdest accent I've ever heard.
I
wasn't sure what to say about
It's
it.
always like you have no idea where they're from. They've just worked at the carnival for a little bit.
No, they're just carny folk. Ashley, what about you?
I would say I will never have a snake as a pet.
Oh,
Okay.
valid.
Okay.
Valid.
Okay. Talk to me about. You must have some PTSD around
No.
snakes.
No.
Did a snake
just
hurt
don't-
you when you were younger?
I just don't want to.
You just don't want a snake.
I don't want to have PTSD around snakes.
Oh, got it. Okay. Are you afraid it's gonna bite you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Got it.
unpredictable. They are slow and then they're quick.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like it's like a car accident where I don't know how to like avoid it.
Yeah, you're definitely not about the snakes when they're next to
No.
our house. We've had a couple on our front porch. One's currently eating the bird's eggs in our nest right now on our front porch, and you are not having it. I could tell you wouldn't even
I
go out
watch
there.
from the window
Yep.
very intently. That is all I need. I will
Right.
never ever invite a snake into my house. People who have snakes as pets, I think I don't trust you.
Well, I don't trust him either, and that's why my cousin's in prison.
Yes.
But
so
he
the
has a pet.
snake. So where's the snake?
He has a pet snake. Oh, and he's probably dead now. Probably hasn't fed him.
Got out.
I know. Yeah, he probably got out. He's probably roaming the streets.
No thanks.
I'm a filther of snake.
Okay, next question. I know
Yes.
the answer to this, but you guys can answer for yourselves.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself always prepared, or do you do things as needed?
I don't even know why. Even our listeners already know the answer for me.
Yes.
There's no preparation. Unless it's preparation.
There's no
H.
preparation. There's no preparation for you because you're married to someone who prepares for everything, so you don't
Yeah.
have to think about it.
That's probably true.
So recognize the
Now-
luxury.
I wonder so many times what his life would be like if I wasn't here, like taking care of certain things.
I know. I survived without you before, but it wasn't great.
No, you didn't. You had roommates or a mom.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to make this question more specific.
Yeah.
Do you do laundry when you need laundry, when you need clean clothes, or when your hamper's full?
Oh, I'm like, I got no pants left. It's time for laundry. I don't just do it. There's no routine. I just do it when it's time.
I'm not even talking routine. I'm talking like, oh, like my hamper's now overflowing.
Every time.
I should probably do laundry.
Every time I go get a second hamper to fill up the next hamper. Is how bad it is. Yes.
Amanda?
I definitely like prepare for things. I think ahead. But then I also try it's weird because I'm kind of 60-40 where like
Yeah.
I try to prepare for as much as I can, blah blah blah. But then there's certain things where I'm just like I can't prepare for this or I just have to see how it goes.
Sure.
Yeah. Get that.
And that sucks sometimes because I want to be able to make a plan. But there are times where you have to just kind of play it by ear. So I wish I could plan everything because that would make my life easier. But I like to be prepared for things.
I would say I'm so hit and miss because I am a planner in where like I'll be mentally prepared for things. But when it comes to like I'm not the lady who has a big purse full of things because I always need to be ready for whatever's going to happen. Like I
Yeah.
take a wallet.
Yeah,
Like, I do not bring a purse. I don't bring a diaper bag. Like,
that's fair.
I'm the one who doesn't bring towels to the beach. Like, I
Yeah, you messed up.
I'm so minimal with like things that I don't want to have a bunch of extra stuff, quote unquote, just in case. But my brain is always like preparing for scenarios or like getting things set up. But like as far as things, I don't prepare.
That's fair. Yeah, I got you. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next question.
What is a movie you hope that they never attempt to remake?
Ooh. I will say that's a hard one only because I need to come at it from two different standpoints. Do I not want them to remake it because it was so bad? Or do I not want them to remake it because it was so good and I don't want them to F it up?
When I was writing
Yeah.
the question, I was looking at it from the point of view of it's so good, I don't want them to butcher it.
Okay, got it. So a movie that was
But I like that you look
Yeah.
you see it from different angles. So answer as you wish.
God, I feel like they've remade all of our childhood favorites.
Right?
I don't know one that's like not. I will say this, something like this is like I think out there, but like Little Giants. Like I loved Little Giants as a kid. Like, and for no reason, right? It's a football movie, little league football movie with some silly comedy and Rick Moranis. But like if they remade it today, it wouldn't be funny. Like I don't feel like it would hit the same way that it did back then with that like 90s humor. Same thing with like Brink and like those types of things. Like if they remade like a rollerblading movie right now, can you
would not
imagine?
hit.
It would like miss. So I think that things should stay locked in their time frame. I'm going to go with that as more of a general answer, but I don't know. That could be a deep cut for some people. And then others, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, like what would you do if they remade, well, you hate Star Wars, so that's a terrible thing, but
Yeah,
what would you do if
DMC.
they remade the original trilogy? Like
Not
from,
watch it.
right?
I just mean like I see. I got a little more cut and dry about it. Like, okay, I think for me, because I'm also hard in the idea of like, I would say my initial thought was like Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, or something like that. But it's like they kind of have because they've like sort of rebooted the
them.
franchise.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I think for me, but it's also at the same time like, okay, I just like, okay, the live action Disney movies. It's a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know I'm not going to like it, so I don't watch it.
Right.
So I guess for me, it's a little more cut and dry. However, I think if they tried to remake The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think that would be weird.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that feels like a legacy movie. That
Yeah.
doesn't,
Well-
you don't change that. That just is
Well,
what it is.
because it would
Yeah.
be one of those ones where it's like, if they tried to do live action, it'd be weird. If they tried to do like computer generated,
You
it'd
would
be
lose
weird.
all the
Yeah.
charm. of
Right.
it.
Yeah, and I think it's that where it's like those movies that have just a certain something. If you tried to like rebottle that, it just
Yeah.
like would not work. Like Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
Right.
it just wouldn't work.
Have
Yeah.
they tried to do that
They
yet?
tried. They did the Great and Powerful Oz.
Yeah, but
Right.
Yeah, but that was like a prequel.
like a
It was a
spin-off
prequel,
from
yeah.
that one, which is different. You know, same thing. They're making Beetlejuice 2, but is it going to feel like a continuation, or are they going to rehash a lot of the old stuff and then it won't
No,
land?
I mean that's what I mean about Ghostbusters
Yeah.
and Jurassic Park, right?
Right.
Like from what the ad looked like, because we saw movies, so I'm seeing ads, which I don't like previews, but whatever. It looks like it's like now 30 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like Ghostbusters, where it's like kind of half the old story, but half a new story.
See, and they did that with Dumb and Dumber, and they effed it up. So I'm like,
That's because it was a dumb movie to begin with.
well, you lie. You lie.
Well, and I think
I have a
that
picture in my bathroom.
with Dumb and Dumber, I think that they made the mistake of trying to like continue the
Yeah.
story of
You're
these
probably-
same two people.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Whereas Ghostbusters and seemingly Beetlejuice, it's like a similar story in the same world, but now it's happening to someone else.
Yeah, it's a nod. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm gonna say E.T.
Oh. Interesting.
But I mean, that to me, that's where that charm comes in.
Yeah, I feel like it would be butchered.
Because I don't think it'd be practical effects, right? At this state of the game, like it would
Right.
literally probably be, it'd probably be an animation or some bullshit. It wouldn't be as
And
good.
I honestly, I think any movie with like puppets or claymation or whatever, like the Muppet movies, could you imagine like a
Yeah.
remake?
Right. Of those originals. Yeah. Some things just, they were good for their respective time, and now new age stuff could ruin it
Sure.
for sure. For shizzle.
I'm sure there's a handful of movies that could
Probably.
be in this list, but what is a slogan, motto, quote, whatever you want to call it? What is a quote that you live by?
No regrets.
Thanks for being honest and vulnerable. Like, what's something that you always like
God.
tell yourself, or you feel like it like speaks to you?
I mean, I think for me, there's probably two, right? The one I probably say the most is, "It is what it is."
I hear that a lot. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's something I say all the time. And it's like, especially, it's like, it is what it is. If something happened, you can't change it. You can only move forward, right? It is what it is.
Yeah. Right.
But then I remember there's a lot of phrases about it. And it's definitely something that I can definitely resonate to as I've gotten older. But you know, it's different for everyone, but the one that I think of is, you could be the juiciest peach in the orchard and someone would still not like peaches.
Yeah, that's a good way to say
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yep.
And
Absolutely.
you know, when I was young, if someone didn't like me, I was so like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And
yeah.
now if somebody doesn't like me, I'm like, why though?
Yeah.
But then if it's just sort of like, we don't gel as humans, I'm like, okay, bye.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. I've been
cool.
noticing that too. There's certain people I just don't vibe with, and that's okay now.
That's
Like,
okay.
That's okay. And that
It's
it wasn't
not-
okay in my 20s though. Like
Well,
I was like, there's
and
something
it's not
wrong.
it's not school where it's like,
Right.
we get along with everyone.
Yeah. yeah.
Where it's like,
right.
and then, you know, when I was young and like my family and extended family and stuff, it was like, no, it's your family. You love them. And it's like, it's okay to just be like, you know, we see each other and we get along because we're family, but like in any other world, we would not associate. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're right. I know I wrote a post for my 40th birthday, but essentially was about like, as you grow older, you start to define and or know yourself better. I mean, I think it takes a long time. Even now, it's never perfect, which is, that's the other slogan I'll talk about. But I basically just said, you start to know who you are, and it makes life easier in some aspects and harder in others, because you now have a conviction of yourself where you're like, well, I'm not going to break that for a person or for a group that I'm not into. But then also now I'm finding a tribe that I like better because they have the same values, where I would have like tried to bend and like make myself fit in somewhere before. Now I'm like, this is just who I am. And if you're not part of that, that's fine. Go live your life. But I'm going to now spend the time around this circle that I appreciate and respect more. So like, that's a big one. But the never perfect. And in fact, I even thought about a tattoo, if I was ever going to have a tattoo, and that would be one of them for text, would be never perfect, because so many people strive, right? I want to be a good person. I want to do the right thing. But I don't think, like, we are always taught to like give others grace, but I don't think we give ourselves grace.
Absolutely.
Right? How
Yeah.
many times are we so hard on ourselves and we're like, dude, it's okay that you're not perfect. It's okay you made that mistake. It's okay you made that mistake twice. Like, you're never going to be perfect. And I think that's okay to say to yourself and know that life's just like that journey without being like sobby, that's the wrong, mushy. But I like never perfect. I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to think
I
of
feel
life.
like I always resonated with the quote that said, I've often regretted my speech, but never my silence. But
Okay.
I feel like I always kind of leaned on it as like almost an excuse for why I don't need to be a outward talkative person.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
to be like, which I do still agree with the quote that like you can regret things that you say,
Right.
but you're not going to regret the things that like
You didn't say?
you didn't say.
Which
Which
yeah.
some people would disagree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like more so now there's one quote that I keep holding on to, and it's from Loki
Okay.
season 2,
Okay.
and he says most purpose is more burden than glory.
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, that hits, because I feel like so many of us are trying to find our purpose
Sure.
in
Yeah.
life, and we're always wondering like, what is the reason for living? Why are we
Yeah,
here?
why
Whatever.
am I doing this? Yeah.
And it's like, I need to find my purpose to feel like fulfilled as a person. But in reality, having a purpose means that you have something that you feel like you need to fulfill.
Yeah.
Whereas if
Sure.
you don't feel like you need to have a purpose, then
Then you
You
get
don't-
to just live.
you get to just live. Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm fumbling with my words. But
no.
but
no.
yeah, like
I agree with you.
people think that if they fulfill that purpose, they're going to have like this moment of like, I know who I am and why I'm here and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, now you're just burdened with the fact that you have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Chris and I were talking recently. One of his friends, he is great. He's a great dude, but like we were talking and he was like, yeah, he just kind of goes to work. And I was like, well, like, what does he do? He had no kids, not married, lives by himself. And I'm like, yeah, but what's his plan? And
Right.
Chris is like, what do you mean? What's the plan? And I'm like, I mean, like he seems perfectly happy in his job, but like, I was like, he's just like an assistant manager. Like, does he want to move up? Like, what is he works for a company. So like he could move around.
Right.
I was like, what does he want? I was like, does he want to be a district manager? Does he want to own a home one day? Like, what's the end game? What's the end goal?
Right.
And Chris was like, I don't think he has one. And
It's so hard for me.
in a way, that's overwhelming to
You're
think
like,
about.
does
Yeah.
not compute.
Yeah, I'm literally like, what? But what do you mean? But what do you mean? Like, I have so many people who rely on me
Right.
that like the idea of having no one who relies on you is almost more stressful.
Yeah.
But, in a way, it's like, I feel like I wouldn't know how to live that life. But if I never had the life I have now, like, of course you'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's wild to think about.
Agreed.
I'm glad you agree.
Agreed.
This would be a lot longer podcast if you disagree.
Agreed. The whole thing. Hey, so Andy, agreed.
I agree.
Welcome to the Agreed podcast.
Okay, well, that got deep. So here's a lighthearted question.
Okay.
Who do you wish was your celebrity doppelganger?
Wait, someone that I wish someone looked like me?
No?
Oh. I don't understand the question.
Who do
You
you
wish-
wish people were like, oh, you look like so-and-so?
Oh, okay. Now we're clear. Sorry. I'm a little slow. I snap
Sorry,
on the
I
up.
used big words. What celebrity do you want to look like?
They thank you. Much better. Much better. Sandra Bullock. No. Let me think on this one. If you already know, Ash, you say it. What do you got?
Oh, wait, there's Amanda, too. She's in this
No, Amanda.
Wow.
No, you never go first.
Because I'm
Fair
asking the
enough.
questions.
I know. All right, dang it. Fine. All right.
I will say, I have an answer.
Oh, well then, I'm waiting.
My person is Mila Kunis.
Okay. Why? Any particular reason?
I find her so interesting. Like whenever I see her, I'm just like, she's so like cool, and I think she's beautiful.
Yeah,
Like, but
yeah.
like in a really unique way.
Yeah, she's unconventional, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. I got to stop saying I agree. It's like, dang it. Okay. I would not expect that of you. I would expect you to say some redhead or something like that.
Why would I want to look like a redhead? I'm already a redhead.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I agree.
Because you know what? When you're a redhead, people say you look like every redhead.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair.
So I've heard it all before.
Okay. What have you heard before?
Are you putting me on the spot?
Yeah.
I don't.
Gianna Michaels.
I would assume.
Oh, is that where you were headed with this?
Okay, first of all, I don't even know what she looks like, and the fact that you bring it up all the time, honestly, would make me feel bad as your spouse.
I wasn't the one that said she looked like her. It was Kevin. And then ever since then.
That's also fucked that you told your wife.
No,
that
I
a
didn't.
dude.
I didn't. He told her.
Yeah, and you continue to bring it up.
Because it's funny.
Literally, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I can't. I still watch
I've been hearing it for 15 years.
Yeah.
I guarantee we don't look alike anymore.
Things have changed. Okay, people are like
I would
frantically
assume-
like looking up. What is he talking? Oh my god! Just
I would
ruined a lot
assume
of people's phones.
You would maybe get Emma Stone, Ashley.
Yeah. Okay. I think you would get Sacha Baron Cohen's wife.
Ella Fisher.
I would
Ella
assume you'd get
Fisher.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
You never get this. You
No,
never
but it's
get
like
this.
I don't look like any of them, but I have red hair,
Yeah.
so people will always like associate.
With red.
Yeah.
Yeah, with red hair. Okay. Amanda, what do you got?
I don't know. I think I would want to look like any celebrity that I could use that as a way to make money. I know that sounds
Interesting.
terrible,
Okay.
but I'm like, I'm gonna look enough like a celebrity that I can like enter lookalike contests and make some cash, or like,
yeah.
I could like, I don't know, but I would want to use it to my benefit.
Okay.
So it really could be
Okay.
anybody.
Yeah, just as long as I can monetize it in some way.
You should look like somebody who's dead.
I mean, honestly, that would be the best way to do it.
Okay. I will say that I have always thought it would be cool to be the suave man. Like a Clive Owen
So
type.
people were like, "Has anybody ever told you look like Clive Owen?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Yeah."
I mean, hell yeah. Like, I appreciate that. Him or, oh my goodness, who's the guy in Mad Men?
John Hamm.
Yes, John Hamm. Like that style of character. Both of those guys I see could play James Bond personally. So maybe I just want to be James Bond secretly.
But it's not the look, it's the attitude.
But it's the attitude that really brings both of those guys as actors to me.
Yeah, because
that I
I
have
would say
intrigue
both
for.
of them are very generic
Yep.
looking.
Yep. I think so. I don't really care as much about them being generic, just the attitude with like the like suave slicked back hair, you know what I mean? Like that style.
But what if you just looked like them?
I don't know. And of course I hear Ryan Reynolds from The Voice, and then I also hear TJ Miller often, but
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. I hear it all the time.
From who?
Don't put me on the spot. Various places, various people have said this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going there.
Okay.
There.
That's 5 questions, guys.
Dang. Well done,
Yeah.
team. Go. Put it in. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, team.
Woo!
Real awkward.
Yes.
God, let's end every podcast like that, where we put it in and then we like, no? Okay.
Yes.
And then when I edit it, it's like, yay, yay, yay. Because the lag. It was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
sure.
I'm not hitting. Tough crowd. Tough
Yeah.
crowd. Tough crowd tonight. Tough crowd.
crowd.
Well, it's not helpful. Amanda's just dealt with sick kid. You and I are tired of our kids. So we just want to all relax. You know what I mean? We do.
Chris ate the Chinese food that I had in the fridge, so now I have to go get
Rude.
dinner.
So the whole podcast, man, is like, that mother ever.
No,
He's just, like, stewing.
no. It was like we let Lincoln pick dinner last night, and he always picks Panda Express.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Widow. I told you his L's. He's trying to get better. It was just Little Caesars. Like,
That's awesome.
so he wanted Panda Express, and so we got that, and then so I had like some left over. I was gonna eat it, and then Chris texts me like, as I'm leaving work, I ate your Chinese food, and I was like, well, I have to get home.
Oh, dang it. Okay, well, let's
whatever.
wrap it up then. This has been 5 After 5 with your hosts, Ashley, Amanda, me, not to be confused with Ryan Reynolds or TJ Miller,
Oh yeah, I gotta
Often
make that
confused.
distinction.
often confused. Guys, thanks for listening to Real Awkward Podcast. Amanda, where can people, I don't even know why you'd comment on this episode, but where can they do
Dude.
that?
Okay, check out our Instagram at Raw Awkward Podcast. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Raw Awkward Podcast. $3 a month gets you exclusive episodes. And we also have a TikTok/Raw Awkward Podcast.
Pay to John Goodman.
Pay to John Goodman.
Yeah. All right. It's been real awkward tonight.
It has. Yeah.
We'll see you guys later on the next episode of the Real Awkward Podcast. And it's gonna be May.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, Real Awkward listeners. The Real Awkward Podcast turns 3 this year. That's right, 3 years of fun, entertaining content for you guys, and we cannot do it without listeners like you. If you guys want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. For $3 a month, that gets you access to exclusive shows, merchandise, and name shoutouts on the show. We also will take your suggestions for show topics. Thank you so much for 3 years, and we look forward to many more.